Darth Vader, once celebrated as the Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker, known throughout the Republic as the Clone Wars hero with no fear, the Chosen One destined to bring balance to the Force, underwent a harrowing transformation at the hands of Emperor Palpatine. The events on Mustafar not only scarred him physically, but marked the beginning of a new era, his life as a Sith Lord encased in a suit that was both his life support and his prison. His thoughts, as reflected in the novel Dark Lord: The Rise of Darth Vader, reveal a profound struggle with his new reality, echoing the physical and psychological burdens imposed by his menacing armor. As Vader grapples with the ramifications of his new armored existence, his private reflections unearth the depth of his transformation and the intense personal cost of his survival. The intricate details of his suit, each component a testament to his lost humanity and his enduring agony, reveals the cunning and cruel intent of Emperor Palpatine. Today, we take a look at Vader's innermost thoughts and the deliberate choices behind his suit's design, uncovering the layers of control, limitation, punishment, and suppression embedded within. By exploring these facets, we gain a richer understanding of the dark, complex world Vader inhabits, a world where his suit is both his greatest ally and his most arduous adversary. The integration between Darth Vader's body and his suit highlight a brutal symbiosis between man and machine, one that is far from seamless. The suit's alloy appendages and armor padding are intimately connected to what remains of his real limbs, ending in bulbs of grafted flesh that interface with his prosthetic parts. These connections, however, are far from perfect. The medical droids responsible for his resurrection used an inferior alloy and neglected the maintenance of crucial components, leading to frequent snags and discomfort at the anchor points connected to his necrotic flesh. Moreover, the suit's boots, mismatched to his artificial feet, are overly heavy and ill-fitting, significantly impairing his mobility. Designed with raised heels, the boots force Vader to adopt an unnatural posture that demands exaggerated caution with every movement, lest he stumble. This cumbersome design is not just a matter of poor craftsmanship, it acts as a physical reminder of his dependence on the technology that both sustains and confines him. The prosthetic arms, while functional, suffer from similar design flaws. Despite their increased strength, they did not provide anything his force powers could not already do. The right arm, hampered by pneumatic mechanisms, was slow to respond, limiting his reaction times. The armor's weight and restrictive nature inhibit his movement, constraining his ability to wield a lightsaber as he once did. Each aspect of the suit, from the malfunctioning servo motors in his limbs to the cumbersome nature of his armored plating, reflects a design philosophy that prioritizes control and limitation over ergonomic support or combat efficiency. This integration of Vader into his suit serves not just as a means to keep him alive, but as a method to keep him shackled to his new role under Palpatine's dominion, continually reminding him of his limitations and his role as the Emperor's enforcer. The suit was designed not just as a tool for survival, but as a manifestation of his new identity, one that is defined by pain, restriction, and relentless subjugation. The control and dependence engineered into Darth Vader's suit reflect a deeper layer of Emperor Palpatine's strategic manipulation. By designing the suit to be highly susceptible to Force lightning, he ensures a direct and effective means of keeping Vader subservient. This susceptibility is no mere oversight, it is a calculated vulnerability, allowing Palpatine to easily incapacitate Vader at any sign of disobedience or ambition to usurp his master, providing Palpatine with absolute control over his closest and most powerful ally. The suit therefore not only serves as Vader's lifeline, but also as his leash. Palpatine's ability to unleash Force lightning and know that it can bypass the suit's defenses means that Vader is always under threat, always reminded of his position and the hierarchy within the Sith. This dynamic starkly contrasts with the traditional Sith power struggle, where the Apprentice aims to surpass and eventually replace the Master. Instead, Vader's potential for ascension is significantly limited. His power, though immense, is effectively capped by his vulnerability to his Master's attacks. This vulnerability also plays a critical role in the psychological control Palpatine exerts over Vader. Knowing that his very survival can be swiftly compromised by the Emperor not only reinforces Vader's obedience, but also deepens his isolation and dependency, psychologically binding him tighter to his master. Palpatine's foresight in incorporating the susceptibility into the suit's design ensures that he retains the upper hand, keeping Vader powerful enough to be useful, yet sufficiently restrained to prevent any real threat to his rule. Through this manipulation of Vader's suit, Palpatine masterfully secures his position at the top of the Sith hierarchy, ensuring his dominion is challenged neither by external foes nor by his formidable apprentice. This manipulation exemplifies the depth of Palpatine's control, ensuring that Vader, for all his strength and prowess, remains vulnerable and under his master's thumb, a powerful yet ultimately controlled entity within the Galactic Empire. The suppression of Anakin Skywalker's persona is a critical aspect of Darth Vader's suit design, meticulously crafted by Emperor Palpatine to sever any remnants of Vader's former self and ensure his complete transformation into a Sith Lord. This suppression is achieved not only through the physical constraints and constant pain the suit imposes, but also through its symbolic representation of Vader's break from his past. The suit acts as a barrier between Vader and the world, encapsulating him within a new identity that is devoid of the compassion and heroism that once defined Anakin Skywalker. By isolating him within the confines of this mechanical shell, Palpatine ensures that Vader's previous identity as a celebrated Jedi Knight remains suppressed. The continuous discomfort and the mechanical nature of his existence serve to drown out Anakin's emotional connections and his innate desire to form bonds, which were once central to his character. Moreover, the suit's design, which includes a menacing helmet and imposing stature, reinforces his transformation into a symbol of fear and power, further distancing him from the compassionate and heroic traits of Anakin. The suit transforms his appearance to such an extent that even his own reflection no longer resembles the man he once was, but instead mirrors the dark side's corruption of his identity. This visual transformation is pivotal in suppressing the remnants of Anakin, as it continuously reinforces to Vader himself and to others the complete eradication of his former self. Palpatine's strategic use of the suit as a tool for suppression extends into the psychological realm. The limited sensory feedback, the altered auditory and visual perceptions all contribute to a disconnection from his former human experiences. By altering how Vader interacts with the world, seeing it through the red-tinted lenses of his mask, hearing it as if from underwater, Palpatine ensures that Vader's psychological state is aligned with his physical transformation, making him more machine than man, more Sith than Jedi. This relentless suppression of Anakin is not merely about ensuring Vader's loyalty, it's about rewriting his very essence, erasing the potential for rebellion driven by personal loss or moral conflict. In doing so, Palpatine doesn't just control Vader, he remakes him, crafting from the remnants of Anakin Skywalker a new creature entirely beholden to the dark side and to the Emperor's will. This thorough and multifaceted suppression ensures that Anakin's legacy is overshadowed, leaving only Darth Vader to endure as his dark successor. Vader's private reflections on his armored existence reveal not only the profound physical and psychological burdens of his transformation, but also a deep-seated conflict with his new reality. Each component of the suit, meticulously engineered to sustain his ravaged body, simultaneously acts as a constant source of pain and a reminder of his dependence and role as the Apprentice. The armor restricts his movements, the mask distorts his senses, and the life support systems serve as a continual reminder of his fragile mortality. Yet despite these constraints, Vader finds within them the ability to delve deeper into the dark side of the Force. As he grapples with the limitations imposed by his suit, Vader begins to harness his suffering and frustration, channeling these intense emotions into a growing mastery of the dark side. The very features of the suit that bind and confine him also foster a profound resilience and a darker power. The pain and isolation become catalysts, fueling his anger and hatred, emotions that are potent sources of strength for a Sith. This transformation is both a coping mechanism and a strategic adaptation, allowing him to draw on deeper wells of dark energy that he might have accessed as Anakin. The constant physical discomfort and psychological torment, rather than solely wearing him down, forge in Vader a fierce focus and an indomitable will. His acceptance of the suit's constraints and his adaptation to its limits reflect not just a surrender to his fate, but a strategic embracing of his new form. By focusing on the empowerment that the dark side offers, Vader turns his grim circumstances into a source of sinister strength, using his suffering as a tool to enhance his connection to the dark side, thereby increasing his power. This complex relationship with his suit illustrates Vader's transformation from a once heroic Jedi into one of the most formidable embodiments of Sith power in the galaxy. Check out the video on the screen to see how Darth Vader turned this anger against those who defied the Emperor's commands.